All right, we are live streaming, and I'm just going to wait 1 second to make sure I can turn it down. There we go. All right, let's start. So let's start today with breathing, and we're going to inhale, open up, reach out into the space, and exhale, soften, letting your arms come down, just feeling into your environment with your arms and awareness, right? So you're radiating out into the space, and then you're just coming back down to earth, right? Radiating out from the center out to the very edges and periphery of your body, of your kinesphere, of your realm of motion, of your potential movement. And then letting yourself just come back into yourself. Inhale, stretch out, open up, and exhale, release it down. So we're moving in the vertical plane, opening up in the vertical plane. And let's go a little bigger. So inhale, open, and on the exhale, bend your knees and let yourself drop down. Let your head and neck release, and then you can roll it back up. Open, lift, radiate outward. And come back down, soften, melt, relax your head and neck, surrender. Inhale, open, stretch it out and up, and exhale. Release and let go. And one more big breath in. Open it up. And this one, just shake it out. So shaking, bouncing, blah, 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 getting the fluids moving in your body, and also giving your body an opportunity to notice any tension or holding and shake it out, letting it just compost itself in the environment around you, whatever tension or whatever you need to let go of. It's funny how things can come and latch on and stick in us, and then we keep going back to it, repeating scenes over or trying to figure out what would have gone better or things like that. I've been dealing with that. Let's spiral, twisting from side to side. And I don't think there's like one answer to anything. There's always a bunch of answers, and it sort of depends on how you're looking at it. So spiraling, twisting. Looking around behind you. Freeing up your spine to twist, and also all those little intervertebral spaces having a little bit of movement. So think of the spiral going all the way from the base of your spine through the crown of your head. So thinking of your whole head-tail connection, getting a nice little easy, gentle twist from side to side. And I am doing a weight shift, shifting onto one leg and then shifting onto the other. Letting go. Maybe letting some sound out. And then we're going to come in and we're going to do a side-side shift. So shifting your weight. My head is initiating the movement. It ripples through my body, then goes to my foot. Little Stevie Wonder, Axl Rose move. Snaking with the spine. Feeling the weight shift from side to side. So we're just getting everything moving a little bit, letting your head go off vertical. We have a natural righting reflex that we want to have our head erect. So let it really go. Let your head even initiate the movement, shifting. And I'm doing this arm thing, which feels good. It's kind of reaching out to one side, reaching out to the other. So adding any extra moves that feel good in your body. And then coming in, and we'll go into the lymph flush. So you're gonna rub your hands together. And this I learned from Dr. Perry Nicholson, a chiropractor who does a lot of other stuff. And so this is this basic six of this lymph flush. We want to always start with our right hand to this upper left quadrant here, around and under your collarbone, your subclavian vein. Blah, blah, blah. So this is where a lot of lymph is returning back into the blood flow. This is the old lymph. This is the return pathway. So we want to start here so that we don't, sometimes people think we should start out at the edges and work our way in, but then you might encounter a blockage. So we want to start opening the door first and then letting that be clear before we get the distal parts of our body coming into center. And then the other side. Left hand to the right. And I like to move as I'm doing this. So there's an internal flow going on for me, as well as this movement happening on top. Tongue, neck, and throat relax. Breathing. And then we're going to go to the next around the angle of the jaw. I'm going to do both at the same time. And I tend to go softer, slower, and gentler up there. So there's a whole lot of lymph nodes under there. So gently thinking of letting the sort of lymph pathways and the lymph nodes have this gentle movement, just encouraging anything that needs to filter through there to move its way through there. Tongue and jaw relaxed. You can come right under that edge if that feels good and kind of just pull along. Pulling through there is also going to be affecting your connective tissue and fascia, right? Everything is moving through together. So getting in gentle and friendly with the neck and jaw. And let's just come a little bit around. So I'm adding, this is just a little bit around this part of your head where your hairline is. And just gentle movement through there. And as you're in there, just inviting your body to soften and melt a little bit. So if you're holding on to anything, let that just get easier, more gentle, softer. Neck, tongue, throat, easy. So letting our vagus nerve get a little bit of action. But it's not just our vagus nerve, right? It's all our skin, our fascia, even into our bones. If we just touch in, it's all one whole system working together. All right, coming back to the front, we are going to go to the upper left, right hand to the left armpit pec. Getting in there, you can kind of turn your arm in and out if that feels good, moving the body from the inside and from the outside at the same time. It's interesting. I feel like at a certain point, my gynecologist taught me the breast check, right? Oh, you should do this once a month so you know what's going on in there and you can feel what's going on. But it would be nice if they taught us the lymph flush. Same thing on the other side, right? As kids, we can start to have some relationship to our own health by being in connection with our body and what we're doing. So clearing out this lymph, even if like none of the movement helped, just the idea of spending some time of using that filtration system of the lymph to clear out stuff in your body, even just using your mind is going to be helpful. But when we add the mind and the movement, it's even better. Okay, moving to the next place, the sternochyli. It is between your xiphoid process and your belly button, right in the middle. Go in. And I kind of soften around it. So my fingers are going in because it's kind of deep in the body. It's not right here on the surface. It's deep in. So if we kind of went into center between the back and the front, that's where we're imagining that's the sternochyli. And we're just giving it a little squeezing so that if there's anything stuck in there, it can move on out. And then coming into the inguinal fold. Getting in there, between, just above the fold of your legs, between your pubic bone and your hip bones. Right here in what they would call the grotesque plane. Anytime we're touching around close to our genitals, it looks a little dubious. Anyway, so get in there and don't be shy. And then we're going to go to the last place, the eye of the knee, right in the fold of your knee, the crease of your knee, getting in there. And I'm kind of circling, like this is the movement of my hand back there. Your movement may be different, but I'm kind of getting the side of my finger, making a circular movement. And then I'm going to dig in a little bit more with my fingertips. And then just shake it all out. Shake, bounce, free up your body. Let go of any tension, any weird holding that you're holding on to that you don't need to hold on to. Let it go. All right. And let's just circle our pelvis. So easy circles with the pelvis. As you're circling your pelvis, see if you can relax your body as much as possible. So sometimes in fitness, we think, I'm going to work every muscle and I'm going to get the burn and I'm going to be harder and more intense. Do the opposite. See if you can make this as easy, as fluid as possible without any burn. Not that we're not working, change direction, but we're not overworking. We're allowing our body to have more flow, more relaxed, less tension. Breathing into that. And then we're going to go a little deeper with this. And instead of circling our pelvis over two legs, we're going to try circling our pelvis over one leg. So it's going to be a smaller circle. And you're going to let the other leg hang. You can hold on to something if you need to, but try it without holding on. And then change the direction the other way. I see a cat jumping right in front of your thing. Right in front of your thing. So that's funny. All right, trying both directions. And then, oh yeah, there's shenanigans going on. The other way, the other leg. Switch it to the other leg, circle in one direction, mobilizing your inner body, and then circling it the other way. So in the Laban work, we talk a lot about mobility and stability. And I think generally as a culture, we have tended to overstabilize things. And fluidity requires motion. And everything is actually in motion, right? Life is motion. We are moving through time. We are moving through space. But we can even be still, and within our body, there's a ton of movement happening. But if we move more, we can also make that movement easier. So with this exercise, like just notice where you feel stable, and does it feel like the stability is supporting the movement? Just try shifting from one leg to the other, and you can do like a free form movement, but notice where's the stability and where's the mobility. What do I need to stabilize in order to mobilize my pelvis over my leg? And in my case, I feel like it's not so much about stability in this exercise, but it's more about each part of my body being in direct relationship and response to the other parts. So the one thing that I will say is kind of stable is my standing leg. But even within that, there's movement. It's kind of stable. It's connected to the ground. And then there's also a stability in this knee right now. If I let that go, what happens, right? So playing with these, let's just shift it back and forth a few times. Let yourself move. So we're working balance, vestibular system is getting some activity, but we're also feeling these moving parts relating to each other, just going back and forth. And what I'm trying to do also is find some flow, again, through my spine. There's some forward, backward movement, some side, side movement, some up, down movement. So it's really three-dimensional, going back and forth. As I'm doing this, what's being required? My foot and my calf and shin are having to really negotiate the space below me, right? The one I'm standing on. All right, let's let that go. And let's get a little bit more form-based, coming onto a harder surface just so that you are getting the full information from the floor. And we're going to press up into a releve, lower down, bend your knees, come up. You're going to flex one foot, rotate that out, bring it in and put it down. We're going to press up, come down, bend your knees, Straighten, flex that foot, rotate, bring it in, come down. Press up, lower down, bend your knees, straighten, flex your foot, rotate, bring it in, down. Press up, lower down, plie, straighten, flex your foot, turn, bring it in and down. Press up, lower, bend, straighten, flex, twist, come in, down. Press it up, lower, bend, straighten, flex, spiral in and down. Shake it out for a second. We're going to do one more thing with this. You're going to allow your body to move with your legs. So legs are going to start parallel. You're going to flex and then put that foot down, lift your heel, turn it in, turn it out, turn it in. Then coming back, heel, toe, heel, as many as it takes, toe, bring it in. Other side, turn it out, heel, out, heel, out, bring it in. You can go as wide as you feel comfortable with, where you feel like you're not going to fall over. So flexing out, in, out, in. Let your body respond in whatever way feels good. So you're not stopping the movement through your body. You're letting it happen. And the other way, out, in, out, as far as feels good to you. What we could think about is the relationship of that femur head up into our hip socket, getting this nice gentle turning out and in, but our body's also going with it. So we're allowing the spiral to not go to its most extreme, but to be getting some movement, the tissue, this internal, external spiraling, and the integrity of that femur head and greater trochanter, or the bones and the top knobs of your bones, having some extra intelligence. Let's take it down to the floor. Extra intelligence. My bones need a lot of extra intelligence. By intelligence, maybe a better way of saying that is extra connection, connectivity, density. All right, sitting in a cross-legged position, stretching from side to side, letting your head go off vertical, opening up. Again, we have a head-tail activity going on from our tail to our head. We're getting this side stretch, but there's also a core distal relationship, center to edge. And again, sometimes I talk about our center. It's a concept about our body. There is no real center to a human body. Although we could say, like in our radiating out like the Vitruvian Man, that here's our center somewhere, but is there a real center in there? Let's circle the whole way around. Take it sideways, over your leg, forward to the other side, and open it up. I'm going kind of slow, and I'm being a little ginger about it because I am still not 100% certain that my knee is all better, although I think it actually is. I'm just taking it a little bit easy. Staying present with sensation in my own body as I move through space. Inhale, open up, and we're going to just spiral to one direction and then spiral the other way. And then release, unscramble your legs, give them a little bang, rotate in and out. Relax your calves, give them a hit, just a little bang down the outside and then a little bang down the back. And switch it so your non-dominant leg is in front. And we will circle around again, sideways, forward, taking this even slower, but you can go faster or slower than me. We'll go back and forth a couple of times. Getting really long through the side body and then taking it on that diagonal forward, center, other diagonal, side stretch, open it up. Let's do it one more time. As fast or slow as you want to go. And going back. Yeah, I was just moving through that one. And then spiral to the top leg. So the other top leg. And come in, we're going to come onto our butts and we're just going to roll across one side and then the other. So massaging through your rotators in your butt, piriformis, maybe getting into your glutes. And I'm kind of curling my spine here just to get deeper into my hips. Black on black today. Black like my soul. Opening up and circling, taking it down to the floor, push the floor away, arch, open through space, and take it down. Surrender, let go. Paint the rainbow, radiating out and up, and then into the floor. Up and up, massaging across your hips and glutes as you roll from side to side. And we're going to take this a little bit higher. So you're going to come onto one side and you're just going to press up into an arch. Take it down, around to the other side. My both knees are on the floor and I'm lifting my pelvis and I'm arcing up, down, over to the side. My arm is carving through the space, this circular shape, radiating away from my body into the arch. Last one. I'm coming down all the way to the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths and just on the exhale, let your body sink into the floor or nestle into the floor, allowing the gravitational pull of the earth to hold you. Just breathing into that for a few breaths. Feeling the weight of your bones dropping down, feeling the muscles, the fascia, the organs, all the soft tissue just softening down. No extra holding. Then let's just let the knees drop from side to side. Really loose and easy. So you're opening through the middle and closing, letting the two legs move as individual legs connected to your whole body, but not moving as a unit. And then we're going to take it to one side and you're just going to push through again. Drop down, take it to one side, press your pelvis through. Dropping down, pressing through, spiraling up, over to the other side, same thing. Opening the front of the hip flexors, right? Opening that pathway of lymph that we're moving through. Not like lymph needs to open up. We just want to think of it still continuing to clear as we're moving. And then coming in, taking your knees into your hands, circles, easy circles, greasing up your hip sockets, releasing your lower back. Letting your spine have some freedom as you're moving. And for me, I'm letting my arms really do the work here. And then change direction, go the other way. Relaxing your face. So working with mobility and also working with a little bit of flow. Shake it out, shake out your legs, jiggle, jiggle. You can shake them. So when I say shake out my legs, for me, my natural instinct right now is just to go sort of forward, backward on that shake. But then I can add some turning in and out, and that shakes it differently. And then I can go for full on like free flow, anything goes shaking. And I'm going to free up my spine with that shake. And I'm going to add the arms in. Just letting everything that you don't need to hold on to shake out of your body. Think of like the dog coming out of the water and shaking off all the water. And then lowering your feet to the floor. And we're going to do a bridge, rolling up through your spine, vertebra by vertebra, peeling up off the floor, and then rolling it back down. Working through your spine like a kinetic chain. And then when I come to the bottom, I'm going to arch my back, and then I'm going to curl and roll it back up. At the top, I'm going to push with my feet and draw my chest towards my chin, and then I'm going to pull, lengthen in the other direction and roll it all the way down. Inhaling at the bottom, arching my back so there's space under my waist, and then flattening it out, curling, rolling it all the way up. Pushing, chest comes towards your chin, pulling, knees go away from your head, roll it down through your spine. Arch on the bottom, exhale, flatten it out, curl, roll it up. Inhale, push with your legs, chest towards your chin, exhale, pull with your legs, knees go away from your head, roll it all the way down. Arch, fill up your lungs, exhale, roll it up. Inhale, exhale, roll it down through your spine. Inhale, arch, exhale, curl, roll it all the way up. Inhale, push chest to chin, exhale, pull knees away from your head and roll it down. And relax for a second, just shake it out. We're going to do that that roll down that I learned from Leslie Kaminoff with, doesn't matter how you go up, and I'll talk it through, and we'll do it 2 or 3 times. So I'm just gonna take off this big old sweater so you can see a little bit better. So we're gonna go up anyway. You're just gonna go up so your pelvis is there somewhere between your knees and your shoulders. You're gonna take a big breath in. Draw your chest up towards your chin with that breath. Then, keeping that lifted, you're going to exhale 3/4 of the breath. And then from there, try to keep that lift in the rib cage so it's still pulling up or it's still lengthening away from your pelvis, let's say that. And then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, connecting down to the ground. With that exhale held at the bottom, you're going to relax your spine. And then you're going to inhale and just let the air rush back in. So let me talk it through without doing it once. So we're going to lift up. I'll just talk it through. Don't do it yet. You're going to inhale so your chest comes towards your chin. Then you're going to exhale, keeping that sort of lift, exhaling out about 3/4 of the breath. Then you're going to roll all the way down, vertebra by vertebra, to the floor. Relax your spine. Let yourself come to neutral. And then let the air fill back up. So doing it together, maybe it's too much to think about, but I keep repeating this one. So hopefully at some point it'll all land. Deep breath in, chest to your chin. Keep that lift in as you exhale 2/3, 3/4 of the air out. From there, keep that hold of the exhale, roll it down vertebra by vertebra. Take your time, but don't take so long. And then when you hit the bottom, let yourself relax and fill back up. So basically, if you keep that lift of your chest to your chin on the exhale as you roll down, like, it creates this real vacuum in, which is kind of like Bhastrika in yoga, like where you're really sucking in. I think that's the right term. I know all the practices, but sometimes I lose their names. Let's do it one last time. Take it up, deep breath in. Exhale partway. Roll it down. Hold the exhale. Let it fill right back up. So in a way, what we're doing is giving the chance to create this real vacuum so that when we release to the inhale, it just naturally fills up. It's really lovely when you get the feeling of that, of this air coming back in, re-inflating the lungs. So we do this natural thing. Let's press up and circle our hips. So we do this natural thing called a physiological sigh. Well, this is like the scientific terminology for it. And what it is that about every 5 minutes, we take a deeper, fuller breath and change direction with your hips. The deeper, fuller breath re-inflates the little alveoli, the little lung sacs in your lungs. And if we don't refill those lung sacs, like if we're not every breath, but every 5 minutes or so, really filling that back up, they start to become dysfunctional. So we want to make sure that we're always working with that. Let's come back up. Take your arms up over your head, deep breath, and roll it down through your spine with your arms over your head. So you get this lengthening through that tissue, and then roll it back up. Breathing in any way that feels good to you. But seeing if you can connect a sense of breath to the movement. And some kind of reach with the arms. So we're kind of massaging and shape shifting with the organs, the diaphragm, and the lungs. Let that relax, come in. So what they have found with this physiological sigh is that when people, and I've noticed this because I'm becoming aware of it, I feel it. When people spend a lot of time on small devices and they're focused in, like into this very direct, like narrow focus, they inhibit the physiological sigh. So if you're spending a long time on your device, just make sure you remember to take a big, deep breath on a regular basis, right? Fill back up. Otherwise, it starts to, like, our breathing gets less healthy. All right, let's go for a happy baby pose. Breathing into that, opening up in any way that feels good. Let your happy baby be a happy baby that feels like it has some choice, some agency, some free flow. Breathe into that. So it's not that we want to be breathing like puffing and puffing all the time. It's not really very efficient, but we do want to fill up and really expand, open up all of those little tiny lung sacs at least once every 5 minutes. All right, I'm doing a face rub. Let's shake that out again. Just shake, 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 shake. And if you have weights, you're going to grab your weights. If you don't have weights, no worries. I am working with 2 3-pound weights. And I'm just going to hold them together in my hands. You could have 1 5-pound weight. You could have 1 1-pound weight. You could have no weights. Hold a book, anything you want. We're going to circle around, inhaling as the arms go overhead and exhaling as we come up. Letting your rib cage, lungs, and heart move with this movement, which they are moving, whether you're letting them or not, but tuning into that, right? This interconnection of the organs with your movement. And then change direction. And then come into center and take your arms up. If you have 2 weights, split them up between each hand. And you're just going to spiral in and spiral out. And as you spiral in, or in either direction, like my elbows are coming towards each other, I like to bend them a little bit. And then, but I'm letting the weight really, it's not about weightlifting. It's just about giving the tissue more information, giving your bones more information, right? By having this weight up there. Breathing into it. Let's get rid of the weights. And let's come onto our sides. So we're going to do this whole, let's start with a bigger movement and then we'll bring it down a little bit. So you're going to reach your same arm and leg. One is forward, one's back. Top arm and leg. And they're going to really radiate out away from each other. You can inhale back, exhale forward, or the other way, whatever feels good to you. Sometimes we get really habituated into our patterns of breathing, and it's good to try both ways. So if you feel like So right now I'm exhaling forward and inhaling back. And now I'm going to change it. So I'm going to inhale forward and exhale back. And then come in and let that go. Just feeling what the different thing is. And I think that one of my earbuds is going to die. So I'm just going to plug it in. The earbuds only charge one side now, which is wonderful. These pod things have lasted a long time, and they're like a $30 pair that I've been using for the past, I don't know, however long through the pandemic. But now the charger case has decided to just go rogue. So let me move so you can see my feet. There we go. We're going to go parallel. Legs are straight down below you, up and down, low line, parallel with a flexed foot, going 1, 2, 3. This is all going to happen in sets of 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to turn it in. Flex foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1. I'm trying to get my foot in front of the white door. 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2. It's not really working. 3, 4. And just relax for a second. Tap that out. And then we're going to turn it out. Flex foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2. Think of spreading out your toes and the tippy toes. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And give it a break. And then we're going to go big. And I'm just going to flex up and point down. So, and we'll do 10 of those. So flexing up, pointing down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fold that leg in behind the other leg. Bottom leg straight down below you. Flex foot parallel. Not very high. Going 1. Well, it can't go very high. 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it in. Flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to turn it out. Heel up, toes down, flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And relax. Roll over onto your back. Open up both legs. Big inner thigh stretch. So I like to pull them up and then also have them right out to the side. So move your legs a little bit in your inner thigh stretch so that they're coming more towards your shoulders, and then also lower down. Oh, hello, inner thighs. For some reason, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. My legs are feeling tired today. I don't know why. What have I done? Let's take it onto the other side, and we're going to start with the opposite arm to leg, forward and backwards. So we're finding this spiral, and of course I have some weights there that I can kick, and a cat thing in the back, cat tower. If you feel like flexing and pointing as you change your leg. Yeah, so for me, the pattern that I go into naturally is to open the front of my chest as I go back, and then exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Letting this contralateral movement happen through your body with a little bit of twisting. But now let's change the breathing, so you're going to inhale forward and exhale back. The fact of the matter is a big portion of your lungs is in your back body. So it doesn't, I always think, oh, we're opening up our lungs. The lungs are also in the back of your body. They're not just in the front. So we're going to inhale forward. So exhale everything out. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last one. Yeah, equal opportunity for the front and back of your rib cage. And if you feel where your ribs are, they're higher up in the front than they are in the back, right? It's just a little higher. It's a little bit on an incline. There is more lung space in the back body. All right, let's go with the flexed parallel, low leg. Pulsing up 1, leg is straight down below you. 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it out. Flexing up 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And relax. Give it a little hit. And then we're going to flex up, point down for 10. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower it down behind you, bottom leg straight down below you. So it's not in the Pilates pike forward. It is right underneath you, parallel, going 1, 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it in. Flex foot. 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it out. Heel up, toes down. 1. Long body. 2, 3, 4. Tippy toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And relax. Take it onto your back. Open it up. Breathe. Let go. Bend one knee, bend the other. Ah. And then you're going to open your feet a little bit wider than your sticky mat. Internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. Letting that also massage out the hip that you're rolling over. So internal rotation with one leg. And you can play with two things. So you can internally rotate and really lengthen your leg down along the floor, or you can really spiral in. Both of them are valuable. So you might want to play between that, lengthening the knee out and away, and then internally rotating even more. So playing around with that, see what benefits or what you get in each one. And then come in, shake it out, let it go. And we're going to roll from side to side. So massaging across your back, you're going to come into, just kick these weights further out of the way. Come into a ball, relax your head into the floor. Open it up, rolling across, and fold it onto the other side. Let go, soften and melt. Open it up. Open, 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 and close it in. Open, 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 open. Close it in. And open, 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 open. Close it in. And open, 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 and close. And open, stay open, and just release again. And let's roll back and forth, rolling through your spine. If it feels good and you want to take it deeper, you can go all the way into a plow. And if you feel like really being exciting about it, you can take it forward, either into a squat or all the way up to standing. Really up to you where you want to go with that. And maybe it's not, maybe it's really gentle and you just want to be moving a little bit. Listen into your body. Last one. And let's come into, let's do one more leg thing. So one leg in, one leg out, regular sort of Pilates. But what we're going to do is lengthen the bottom leg so that it really reaches out of your body. So you're going to come up, change legs. Once you hit wherever it is and you're still kind of curled here, I want you just to lengthen that leg down and then bring it up, other side, come to there, and then think of lengthening, like you're lengthening from your psoas out through your toes, bringing it up, grab. So you come into this, you're kind of curled, and then you reach long, reaching out of your ribs down through your leg. You can drop your head onto the floor if you want. It's a very different feeling. So abs are like engaging, and then you're lengthening the tissue, working in a different way. Last one. Good. And then coming and flipping over onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to check the time. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of this. All right. So coming onto your hands and knees, let's open the hands a little bit wider than the sticky mat, chest down to the floor, circling, opening your heart even more. And then change direction. Letting your spine move in any way that feels good, tuning into that head-tail connection. And then coming in, we're going to go into a forearm plank that we're going to move into a side plank with a little step. So you're going to come into your forearm plank. You're going to cross one leg under, take it into a side plank and step, bring it back and come in. Cross it under, step, bring it back and in. Crossing, open, bring it back, in, cross, open. Here's an easier version. Your knees are on the floor and you just roll onto one side and come down. So that is an easier version of it. But if you're going for the harder one, go for it. Work with what's working for you today. One more time each side. And then coming in, lowering down. Here is the pea pod. Hey, pea. This cat just wants to play all the time, but she's also really sweet. It's not for you. All right, let's go with opposite arm to leg. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. You can think of connecting from your center, radiating out. So like a very core distal pattern, center radiating out to the edges. And core distal means center to the edge. Core of your body out through your fingertips, toes. You could think the crown of your head radiating away, bringing it in. We're going to change it slightly. You're going to come up. You're going to take the arm and leg out to the diagonal, bring it in and lower down. Up, take it out, bring it in, lower. Lift, open, bring it back. Lower, lift, open, back in and lower. Lengthen, open, bring it in and lower. Lengthen, open, bring it in and come down. Hands next to your chest, arch all the way up. If it feels good to go into a child's pose, go into a child's pose. Rounding your spine, breathing into your back. Yeah, I'm still not quite ready for that for my back. So I'm just going to roll forward onto the crown of my head and then rolling back almost to child's pose. Feel free to join me in this or just hang out. Big three-dimensional breathing in your child's pose. And then bringing it back up. We're going to do the same thing from quadruped. You're going to go out, take it to the diagonal, bring it back, and lower down. Up, out, in, down, up, out. Reaching long, lower, up, out, in, down, up, out, in, down, up, out, in, down, up, out, in, and down. Curl your toes under. Take it up. Bend one knee, bend the other. Look under one arm, look under the other. And then lifting your heels high, scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward into a plank. Push back with your heels. Drop your head, push with your arms, roll it up to the ceiling, lower your heels. Heels high, scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward, push your heels back, find your plank. Drop your head, push with your arms, roll it up, lower down. Heels high, scoop your belly in, roll it forward, find your plank, drop your head, push, roll it up and lower. Last one, heels high, scoop, roll it forward, push back, and let's just lower the legs down to the floor. Come to sit on your butt, legs out in front of you. You can walk your butt from side to side, taking the flesh of your glutes out of the way, and then just take it into a forward fold. Breathing into it. Breathe into your whole body, feeling that natural sense of growing and shrinking with the breath. And roll it up. Circle your ankles. And then go the other way. We'll take one knee over the other leg, just spiral, twisting, looking around behind you. And then change legs and spiral the other way. And then come in, slide your feet underneath you, take your butt up to the ceiling, let your head hang down. Shift your weight forwards and backwards, just shifting through your foot. Letting your weight shift, letting your head hang down. And just feeling through the back of your leg as you shift your weight, where the stretch is. And then bend your knees, roll it all the way up through your spine, coming all the way up to the top. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, gentle shake out. Let your face relax. Let your tongue relax. Eyeballs relaxing, just shaking, enlivening your kinesphere, bouncing your energy around inside your body, getting the fluids to just pop a little bit in there. Good. And then inhale, open. We're going to exhale as if we're pushing down two big empty jugs underwater. So strong press down. Inhale, open. The arms float up, light, free, and easy. And then exhale, really pressing down energetically. Inhale, open. Exhale, pushing down. And one more. Light, free, and easy. And then strong, kind of bound and directed. And shake it out. All right, that is it for today. Anyone in TV land who arrives here makes it through, bravo. And like and share and subscribe. Oh, I love that everything in life is an advertisement for something.